Caitlin can't catch a break following Bleak injury report as Indiana politician puts her on the spot over racism investigation. Caitlin Clark just can't seem to catch a breather, not on the court, and definitely not off it. 2 weeks out with a quad injury, and somehow the biggest name in women's hoops also finds herself squarely in the middle of political crossfire. It all started back on May 17, when the Indiana Fever squared off against the Chicago Sky in what was supposed to be a feel-good season opener. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese went toe-to-toe in front of 2.7 million fans on ABC, a viewership number the W hadn't sniffed in decades. The Fevers beat the L out of the Chicago Sky. CC nailed a 20-10-10 triple-double. Reese flexed 12 points and 17 boards too. However, none of that made the highlight reels. South Point parking garage fire damages 8 cars. In the third quarter, Clark got whistled for a flagrant 1 foul after bumping Reese, and the moment spiraled. Tensions flared, texts were handed out, and then came the bombshell. Allegations of racist slurs being hurled from the stands at Reese. The league launched a 2-week investigation, and Clark, along with the Fever and the WNBA, publicly backed the process. The thing is, nothing came of it. Nada. Zip. Zilch. The league finally admitted they couldn't find a single shred of evidence, saying, "We have investigated the report of racist fan behavior in the vicinity of the court during the May 17, 2025, Chicago Sky at Indiana Fever game. Based on information gathered to date, including from relevant fans, team, and arena staff, as well as audio and video review of the game, we have not substantiated it." You might think the matter was closed there and then. Well, not for Senator Jim Banks. Considering that everyone involved had lent their faith in the allegations, he is now publicly demanding apologies and yes, from Caitlin Clark herself. Those are awful accusations. They weren't true. The fans weren't shouting racial slurs towards Angel Reese or opposing players. I mean, where's Caitlin Clark? Where is the Indiana Fever? He continued. Where is the WNBA saying that investigation? There shouldn't have been an investigation. The allegations were false. Where's the apology? It's disappointing. He's not wrong to ask. Clark had previously said, hopefully, the investigation will find anything and take the proper action, clearly believing the fan base deserves scrutiny. Now that the league's own report says there was no racial misconduct. Crickets. Not a peep from Clark or anyone else. From Banks' words, he clearly seemed disappointed in Clark, as he believed the other person involved was unlikely to offer any apologies. Reese accused the Indiana Fever fan base of being racist. They investigated it. They said those accusations were false. The least that she could do is apologize to our great state and the fans that show up at these games and say, "I'm sorry, I was wrong," he had also said. However, he did not question her whereabouts or ask, "Where is Angel Reese?" Instead, he simply stated, obviously, she's not going to do that. Seems like Clark's problems have not stopped piling up for 2 weeks now. It must indeed be tough to worry about updates on injuries and missed apologies. While the media storm keeps spinning, the on-court product in Indiana is just trying to stay afloat without its star. Caitlin Clark's been sidelined since May 24 with a left quad strain, and the Fever have had to learn what life looks like without their floor general. And surprisingly, they'd managed to go 2-2, even snatching a 79-52 dub over the Sky just last Sunday. But make no mistake, the Fever need Clark back in uniform like yesterday. Head coach Stephanie White gave the most real update yet this week, clarifying that while Clark is making progress, she ain't all the way back. "I don't know if cleared is the right word," White said, pumping the brakes on any premature comeback hype. We're ready to start ramping back up and see and make sure. It's completely different when you're just doing one-on-one workouts and when you're out there in 5-on-5, getting up and down the floor, moving laterally. So, she's been allowed to do some practicing, not everything. And we're going to be smart, and we're going to be cautious, and we're going to play the long game and work her back in very intentionally. Translation? They're not rushing her. No 5-on-5 runs yet. No lateral drills. She's not suiting up against the 5-3 Atlanta Dream on Tuesday either. Maybe, just maybe, she will be ready by Saturday when the Fever hosts the defending champs, the New York Liberty. but that's a big maybe. That approach also extends to fellow backcourt baller Sophie Cunningham, who's been nursing her own nagging injury. She was a little limited today, and it's seeing how they do in certain drills and certain actions, getting them back into game condition again. This is an injury that she's aggravated a few times now this season, so making sure we're playing the long game and doing it the right way. White said, hinting that the Fever aren't playing hero ball with anyone's health. It's all about the long game. Until then, the Fever are stuck in limbo. No star, no clear answers, and a whole lot of headlines for all the wrong reasons. So here we are. Caitlin Clark, once again, is the center of the conversation, even while she's sitting on the bench.